Alright guys, this is Dave with another episode of the Wolves Save on Football Manager 2015. As you can see, we are now finished with the transfer window and we're going to do the Manchester City FA Cup replay. If you didn't watch the original match, make sure you go and check it in the last episode. The link is in the description. But before we go into it, we signed a few players before the deadline. So we signed Eric Dyer and Ben Davis, both from Tottenham on loan. And we sold Scott Goldborn, hence bringing in Ben Davis as a bit of a backup anyway. So we got rid of Goldborn, 500k, wasn't really playing much for us anyway. I didn't think he'd be good enough for the Premier League, and luckily we loaned out Jordan Graham, who I think does need game time, and Albert Torres Crespo for his first loan of the season as well. But we brought in Eric Dyer and Ben Davis, and we'll see how they got on in their first games. So we'll go on to the schedule, and we beat Charlton 1-0 and beat Bolton 3-0 on Charlton game. Bakir Bjornsson scored a really good goal, strong finish, and we got the victory there. And then we destroyed Bolton away from home. Dyer scoring on his debut, and McDonald and Stearman scoring from the corner tactic, which is all good. So see what Dyer's like. Could play centre back or defensive midfield, and even right back too. Physical stats are really good. A young player will only improve too. He's only on loan. Maybe a player we could bring in as well on loan next season. He's a decent Premier League player, and it's very similar with Ben Davis too. If we find him, had to pay a bit more for him, but again, decent player. Welsh international too. Good stats. Bought him for quite a big fee. 10 million from Swansea, and hasn't really played much for Spurs. His potential ability is good too, and another player, if we don't get Grimaldo, that we can bring in next season. So we'll go in now to the match against City. Before we start, actually, we'll quickly look. We actually did really well money wise. We kept Dicko. He did want to leave, but no one really wanted to pay the money that I was after for him, and we got 7 million as a whole this season and only spent just over half of that. So we've done well profit wise this season with transfers. So in goal, we're going to play Kushak. Hakimi's still travelling back from the African Cup of Nations. Bellerin at right back. Grimaldo at... Grimaldo. Oh dear. Grimaldo's unfit, and Ben Davis is cup tied. Might have to play Tommy Rowe there, just not to risk Grimaldo. Bart and Stearman at centre back. Swap them two round actually. Fahel as the defensive midfielder. Central midfielders will play Bjornsson and McDonald. Right midfield will play Ibe, risk him just... Well, he is on 90%. Ezekiel at left, and then up front we'll start a Phobie for this one, and then we'll get the subs in. Carey should be on the bench. Yeah, who else? Grimaldo, Aarons, Dicko, Iorfa. Yeah, probably the team I may have gone for. We'll probably leave Kornilenko out on this occasion. He played alright against City last time, but that is still a pretty decent squad that we can go into the game with a bit more pace up front with a Phobie. Hopefully, apparently they are thinking it could go to penalties. We are only 4-1 this time. We are at home, got a bit of a better chance. And their team is Cavallero in goal against Smith, Brown, Mangala, Company and Adjuro at the back. Silva, Fernando, Milner and Navas in midfield, and Dzeko and Aguero. I think their defence, fullbacks are slightly weaker than last time, but they've still got the likes of Thierry Ambrose and stuff on the bench too. Midfield slightly stronger. So we'll go into this one and hopefully we'll grab a victory. All the opponents set out and see what the players can do. So here we go, we're kicking off right to left, City kicking off the game. They're going left to right, and hopefully we can go and get a win here. And Fahel picks it up early on here. It's come to a Phobie, back to McDonald. Fahel, a Phobie again, keeping the ball quite well here. The Phobie made that little run. Fernando did well. Now City are going to break. Dzeko, Aguero with a run down that right hand side. There's Aguero, and there's 1-0 City. He's offside though. Quite fortunate there. Almost went 1-0 down 5 minutes in, but Aguero just offside. We've beaten a few Premier League teams this season. No reason why we can't beat another one, but Aguero looks like he's actually turned up for this one. Kuszczak parries that one out, and it's straight to Dzeko, and it's 1-0 City. He's 15th for the season, so he must be a regular for City, Edin Dzeko. He's scoring the goals. That's unfortunate. Kuszczak probably should have done better, and he's palmed it straight to Dzeko, who puts it into the net. We need an equaliser instantly, and are we going to get one? Here's Ibe into Bella, and a bit of room for him. McDonald, can he get a shot away? He'll find a Phobie off the bar, and that's unfortunate. Should have equalised. We're unlucky there to hit the bar. It's our first shot of the game as well. And City may double the lead here. Aguero into Dzeko, and it's a good save by Kuszczak again. And not really offering much at the moment. So we need a goal ASAP really. Just the decision of who's going to be our key striker, Phobie or Dicko. And if Dicko, I think Dicko will want to stay if we once we confirm the promotion anyway. I'm sure we will get promoted. We've lost one all season, and we're looking decent. So we're going into half time at 1-0 down, and hopefully we can come back and get something out of the game now. Are we going to make any changes? Probably leave it as it is for the time being. We are doing well. We've only conceded the one. What's up with him? So, second half, we're kicking left to right this game, and hopefully we can score. Looking at the stats, we've had more shots than City, slightly more possession too, and we're pulling off more passes than them. So, we're controlling the game a bit more than them, but here's Navas who almost grabbed a goal. Just need a victory, just need one goal to take it to extra time. Aguero injured again. Is he going to get subbed off? He is. Thierry Ambrose is coming on for him. He's a decent play by all means. Still, Nasri and Demichelis coming on a bit slower. They've done all their subs now. We haven't done any of ours. We'll probably bring off McDonald now. We'll bring on Ulverstad. And we'll bring on Dicko for a Phobie who hasn't really offered much. Hopefully Dicko can make an impact after coming back from African Cup of Nations. He's been in decent form this season, new with Dicko. Hence the big teams trying to come and get him. Here is Dicko anyway. Wriggles away round. There's Ibe, and yes, it's 1-1. We've got the goal. Jordan Ibe's been fantastic for us this season. A player we really want to look at if we get promoted. Dicko did really well. Did a lot of hard work there. Got the ball into Ibe. He took a, I think, hit off Caballero and went into the back of the net. 1-1 now, and hopefully we're going to be taking them to extra time. And Nasri hits the bar off a free kick. Haven't seen much of Grimaldo's free kicks in recent games. He scored twice against Birmingham from the free kicks. So it's annoying that we haven't seen much of him. And it looks like we're going to go to extra time unless there's a goal here, and it could be for City as they break. Thierry Ambrose. Oh, Bart picks it up. Bjarnson. Ibe, unfortunate with the first pass. There's Dicko with the second one. Ezekiel shot and straight at Caballero, and it looks like it could finish 1-1, and we'll go to extra time. Possibly. We've had 18 shots. We've had a number of shots. Here's Dicko though. Ibe almost got there. And Stearman is going to get booked. Yes. Oh god, the players are just knackered. I'm going to have to ring off Bjarnson. Who we're going to bring on is another question. Go on the overview, make it a bit of a better one. We'll bring on Tommy Rowe for Bjarnson. Not bring him on. We'll just move him, and then we'll put Grimaldo at left back. I'm much more comfortable with him at full back than anyone else at the moment. So we're coming into extra time. May zip by, and we may go into penalties. Hopefully Kuszczak will be on form to save some, and Tommy Rowe gets injured just as we put him at central midfield. So we're going to be down to 10 men for extra time, which is dangerous, and it could cost us, hopefully not, a lot of room in that centre now for any team to take advantage of. Dicko lost out to Demichaelis. He's Ulverstad for hell. He's got a big role to play now with that big gap in midfield. I may swap him and just put him in centre mid instead. Here's Dicko though, running at the defence. Oh, Dzeko. Oh, Stearman's going to get sent off. We're going to get down to 9 men. Yeah, down to 9 men. Stearman's second booking. We are living very dangerously now. And I just don't know how to work this. I don't want to go defensive because it will invite so much pressure on. We'll drop to Verhel to centre back. We'll drop these two to much more defensive wingers anyway. And that is gonna, we've got no central midfielders. Dicko can't really play attacking mid. We're gonna have to go counter maybe. Oh, it's difficult. It really is difficult. We'll keep it as that for the time being. It's so annoying, especially the injury. I wouldn't have been as angry with Stearman if there's with Stearman sending off. Oh, hits off the bar. If Tommy Rowe didn't come off injured, because we still would have had that stability. But we've gone into half time, extra time. It seems still level with City despite us having 9 men. And hopefully, you know, both teams are knackered now, so we've got to just be careful and keep the ball, hopefully, which it kind of seems like we're doing. We've done more like 100 more passes in City, so we are having a bit more of the ball. Just hopefully now, with just 6 minutes to go, we don't concede. Navas on this left-hand side, rather, he's got a knock. Finds Thierry Ambrose all the way back to Adjuro and to Milner. Fernando strikes and it goes in. Kuszak probably should have done a little bit better. It wasn't as if it had a lot of power on. It went quite slowly actually into the back of the net. Kuszak just out of position slightly there. And he just got done with pure accuracy of the shot by Fernando. Nothing to lose now. We've got 9 men. Go overload. See if we can get anything in this last minute. Or is the ref going to blow 10 seconds to go? Dicko. He loses it and City could go and Kuszak clears and there we go, full time. City scraped through past us. I think if we did have 11 men, you know, we would have been in a much better state, but unfortunately we are knocked out of the FA Cup to City. It was a tight game, but the good thing is with Stearman suspended, you know, Eric Dyer can come in anyway. But there we have it, we knocked out. We would have played Aston Villa in the next round if we had got through. But now we'll round up the rest of the fixtures up until the end of February. And let's see how we got on. So guys, obviously after our Manchester City defeat after extra time, we are going through a few new things. We've had the youth intake as well, and we've got quite a few games to have a quick look at. As you can see here, I have made a bid for a player, Lee Collins from Orient. He is a regen who's just, I'm guessing, just come from the youth intake. I've changed his skin, by the way, as well, just to make it look a bit different. He's got decent pace and stuff, and his report card's not bad. The potential's there. If hopefully we can get it, but it's not gonna be much worse than our youth intake, which I'll show you after I've shown you the results. And as a result, I sacked our head of youth development and got this guy in, whose stats are absolutely superb, really, for the role. His attributes of class, like honestly, they're brilliant stats. To be honest, if this guy was a manager, honestly, he'd be class. I haven't really looked. Under 18s manager, could see him doing really well as a youth coach. But 17 for judging player ability, 19 for judging player potential, and 20 for working with youngsters. So hopefully this guy can give us a good youth intake next time round. And we have got youth facilities being planned, and hopefully that'll be done by the start of next season, which is always good. So we will go on to the schedule now and see how we've been doing since that Man City defeat. And as you can see, we've got quite a few. We've done about 7 games and we've only drawn 2 and we've won the rest. So started with Reading. We didn't really get off to a quick start in this game. I could say we were quite slow to get off the ball, really. Slow to get the goal. Sorry, couldn't get my words out there. And it took us almost the whole game to find the goal. Danny Bart ended up grabbing the goal for us. Bellerin got an injury, but it wasn't too bad. We beat Huddersfield 3-1. Ezekiel scoring 2 penalties and Bart scoring again, and Jake Carroll scoring for them. We were 3-0 up after 25 minutes, so a really good result there. We then drew to Norwich. Game again, we didn't really set it off too well. Wasn't the strongest team out. Midfield wise, I probably would have dropped Saville, but either way, we didn't lose, and that Norwich are a decent team anyway. Beat Rotherham 2-0 at home. Evans and Dicko scoring. They had a man sent off in the 77th minute there. Evans had a great game that time round with 8.3 rating. Grimaldo with the 8.5. 1-0 draw against Fulham. Took us till the 78th minute to find a goal there. Smashed Cardiff 4-0. Sergei Kornilenko, who started, he got 2. Jordan Ibe got 2 as well. And most recently, we've beaten Bournemouth 3-0. Afobe scoring twice, and Dicko. Obviously, Bournemouth were the team that beat us. The only team to beat us in the league this season. But there, we smashed them at Dean Court, and there isn't much games left this season. There's about 11 games left, and probably will be done in the next 2 episodes or so. But I am going to live com the Watford game in the next episode. They're second in the league. We'll quickly look at how the leagues are rolling for us. We are 88 points. No doubt we should hit 100. Honestly, I think we surely have got promotion. Well, I'm wondering when that's going to be confirmed. I think next game we could confirm it if one of these 2 drop points, thinking about it. Watford do have a game in hand, but if one of those 2 drop points, then we will confirm promotion. Obviously, the FA Cup now, we knocked out against City. They said 50% confidence for that, because we hit our targets. But 70% for the Capital One Cup, which is good. Player stats, we aren't on the top goal scorers anywhere, but Jordan Ibe still hitting those assists, and Grimaldo doing well. Ed Upson's been really decent for Millwall. Wondering about him, central midfielder. May as well grab a scout report on him. He seems a decent little player. But yeah, we'll quickly show you the youth intake. I hope it's still there. They might be joined with the under-18s, to be fair. They possibly are. Yeah, I think they are. All the younger guys, the 15 and 16-year-olds, I'll try and explain which ones there were. So all of these guys, I think, were 15. Honestly, as you can see, I think this guy was our best player, Brides Anubakir. No, it wasn't, because he doesn't have the regen picture. It wasn't him. There was a guy who was decent, but he was our best player. But I think that may have just been it. These guys, it was definitely a foreign type name. I can't remember. It was him, Joseph Arwen Langham. I'm pretty sure that was him. Yeah, it was. I do need to get the regen, like hair packs and stuff, sorted, but he was that player. He's central midfielder. He's a decent player for most Vanarama Conference, to be fair. I don't think his potential ability is great, but he's probably our best player in the regen youth intakes. But it is something I do need to look at. Scout, FM Scout, who I've been uploading videos for, I think Top FM's uploading a video this week about approaching regens and grabbing them early as possible. So it's a video I'm definitely going to be interested in, especially for next season when we're in the Premier League and we want to be bringing youth players up. It's one of the philosophies I've got as a manager for Wolves as well, so the board will be even more impressed when we get there. Anyway guys, that is the end of the episode. Quite an action-packed one, especially with that City game and quite a few games we've looked through there. I hope you guys enjoyed the little intro at the start. I do thank Top FM for sending me some render settings for that one on Sony Vegas, because I'm absolutely useless with the stuff. But my newest FM Scout video will be out today. I'll drop a link to that in the description. And I do hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all next time.